Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh shit.
Damn.
Hello?
That's too fat.
Hi. That's too fat. Hello, everybody. They took our chairs.
We're being evicted.
They took our chairs away, so we're sitting back here today.
Unfortunately, the NSA was here on Wednesday listening to our conversation.
Yeah, and they're just like, we need to stop this at all costs.
That's fair. I would also qualify myself as a national level threat.
Honestly, that's kind of sick. Oh god, do I have to also remove my thing? We'll see. We'll see as this podcast goes on if I remove it or not.
I think I was just slowly sinking into you.
Stopped. I'm going to be, just because this is super scuffed, I'm going to double check the recording. We're not restarting. I'm just checking.
He's not going to cut. Edit over this.
We good. We're good. Oh, okay. So.
Get comfortable, why don't you?
Yeah, of course I'm going to get fucking comfortable. They took my fucking chair, so I'm going to get fucking comfortable. Ooh.
Man spreading without a chair.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I'm right? What's that? I'm right? Thanks.
You're fucking right. I'm so bad.
Vindicated.
Wow.
Welcome to fucking hell. What the hell is happening?
Welcome to Hell Podcast.
Dude, this fucking week is... It just keeps going down.
I just want to delve, man.
Oh, how's
Me
your guys'
too.
week? Okay. This is fucking crazy. This is so heavy.
He looked back as he was wondering if we should just throw the entire project.
just restart. Just go back from the
No,
top.
just tell
How many gigabytes can I clear off my computer?
I don't-
just fucking Control Alt Delete right now.
I have an entire hard drive that has all the episodes. It's like a 500. No, sorry, it's a 1 terabyte hard drive, and I think all the episodes so far is 1 terabyte.
What the
Good
fuck?
God.
That's too much yapping.
It's a lot. Okay, we're on episode. This is episode 18, so it's almost. Well, it's more. It's more
done
than 18
18 of these?
hours of yapping because
We've done 18 of
This
these?
is episode 18.
Someone should tell him to
fucking
stop. What
God.
the fuck?
Yeah, this is we've done a lot of these, and somehow we've gone through broken cameras, we've gone through bad microphones, we've gone through shitty audio. This is somehow the most scuffed we've been.
I can't feel my legs.
I think
That's
it's
good.
fun.
that's part of the joy, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god. So I have weird topics this week. One of them is I gave you a snippet of the lady that I met with.
Oh, yeah.
She's fucking crazy. So remember how there's the All In podcast with a bunch of right-wing bastards who are on UCLA campus?
Elon Musk cool though.
Elon Musk is not cool. Fucking loser. No. So UCLA was the hosting ground for the All In Summit, which was basically just Elon Musk and all of his goons, and a bunch of other people like Peter Thiel, Barry Weiss. I have a whole story about Barry
Beast
Weiss.
Was on the fucking...
Last year.
Oh, I see.
That was last year.
Okay.
Barry Weiss and a couple of others. So actually, I also have to talk to you guys about Barry Weiss because she's a fucking nut job. But
I want to just take that thing off.
I want to, but it's gonna make noise, and I'm in the middle of talking.
Okay.
I'll wait for somebody else's turn, then I can just mute the audio. But I go to the dog when I don't go to the dog park, especially on Tuesdays because they're cleaning it. I take Zelda here to UCLA, and there's this dog that she plays with, and the lady has always been kind of. She's just a Republican. She's just a fucking Republican. But I don't care because it gets Zelda's energy out. So I let her do her thing, and I become, Republican Hassan because I love the brain rot.
What do you mean become? I'm confused.
You always are.
I'm never. You're right. You're right, boys. Thanks. Anyway, so I like to engage a little bit because it's just fun to engage with the hogs sometimes. But this one was actually kind of extreme because she goes, "Oh my God, this All In podcast, it's so amazing. Like, it's so incredible. Did you see the guest list?" And then she talks to me about it, and then she talks to me about how her son is a mathematician at some university or training to become one.
Nerd.
And how she wants me to meet him because I can I noticed I lay the Republican on a little thick sometimes. Not Republican, but like I lay the
'Cause it comes so
non
naturally.
Yeah. It's just- it's who
the
you are.
non-combative on a little thick because she genuinely thinks I support her ideals. 'Cause she's like, she talked to my son because you can like set him straight.
Yes. The woke liberal mathematician.
The woke liberal
Yeah.
mathematician, and I'm like, oh god, all I do is not engage with her whenever she says some of the crazier shit. But honestly, this is all small potatoes because she kind of drops the topic after, I don't know, like I just don't engage, so it gets a little boring. One of her friends comes, and she all of a sudden goes, she like arrives, and she is this like just, you know, suburbanite white mom, and her immediate reaction goes, oh, what's your name? And I say Hassan, and then immediately she makes eye contact with the other lady, and she goes, oh, like is he okay? Like, is he good? And I'm just like kind of stun locked here. And the response, no, he's good. He's good. Like I literally got, he's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
I got one. He's one of the good ones.
Nice.
That shit's crazy.
That's fucking awesome. Holy shit. Good job.
All this so Zelda can fucking play with another dog, so I don't have to deal with her hyper energy. But that one hit me like a fucking lightning bolt. And then she goes, yeah, okay, that's good because yesterday I was here. She's talking about like her going to UCLA the day before, and how there was other group of people and how they all like started calling her out because they really hated the All In podcast and how like all of these things and like how and they start like gossiping about one of her friends because one of her friends is like a liberal and like how she's let us like she's not like she saw what happened to, and I repeat, the Palisades, one of the richest neighborhoods in the entirety of California.
Yeah.
How apparently it's been going downhill because of all of the events that have happened recently.
Because of the libs.
Yeah.
Because of the libs.
And the Haitian immigrants.
And the Haitian immigrants of the Palisades.
Dude, hell yeah.
They're hunting the dolphins, I hear, out there, you know? It's
As they should. As they should.
God. Anyway, but yeah, there was like, she just kept going off. There were so many random things that like hit me like a lightning bolt. Yeah, it was crazy. But that was my Tuesday. It's just
yeah,
been
bro.
Elds this week. It's been real bad.
No.
Well, I met also a crazy dog owner yesterday, actually, to bridge this together. So
Ooh.
I went to dance last night, and it's in K-Town. Like, I usually park on a street that has, like, basically 0 streetlights. It's just mega fucking dark out there at, like, 9, 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking on the way to the studio with my friends, and like this big German Shepherd, uncollared, just fucking like charges out of nowhere.
Yo.
And like, okay, so multiple things happen. There's a lot. So we're about to cross an intersection, and there's this truck. It was kind of like a reddish truck that was like at a stop sign, and it was gonna turn right. Like we're walking across this way, the truck is gonna turn right this way, and it has nothing to do with us. So we're chilling, we're walking across, and then I see this dog just fucking like jump out of nowhere, like in a blur in front of the truck. Thankfully, they had good reaction time because they fucking stopped. And then like there's another lady with her, like I think just with a pug, on like the same side of the intersection with like us three, and you know the dog just wants to play. The big German Shepherd just runs over and he just wants to play, but it's like he's got no collar, so we don't know. There's like 0 context, like we weren't sure like where the hell he's coming from and stuff like that. So the lady got really scared. She was like trying to like raise her little pug higher and higher.
But that just makes the toy even more appealing.
Exactly. So he was getting more and more excited. And I see someone like down the street behind us, like speed walking, and like
speed walking.
Yeah, speed walking with like I think like a leash in their hand, and then like the little dog poop bags in another. They're not even running still. They're just speed walk. They're like a whole fucking block behind. What the fuck, Gully?
Like, please get the fuck out of here, dog.
Can you? And then, like, okay, well, we were able to. I was basically just acting as bait on the other side. I was like, "Hey, bud, come play." And then, like, a lot of pets, including my own, can't resist jazz hands.
It's true.
just fucking go for it, right?
It's true, yeah.
And like I bait him over to
That's
my
what
side.
you go to Daz lessons for.
exactly. And so he comes over to my side. I'm like, fine, cool. As long as like I'm trying to pause and hold, hold this dog down, like not literally, but before like the owner can come. But like as like I was saying before, the owner gets closer, and I realize like they don't have a fucking leash. So I'm like giga confused because it's like no collar, no leash, but like I think the owner was calling after him. So I just don't understand. This dog is huge, and lo and behold, dog like to play still, and see lots of people that just got out of the Last Dance class, and just
He's like
fucking
more
dove
jazz
right,
hands.
Yeah, basically just dove right the fuck in, and so
Oh,
I don't know. That was a
gosh.
whole fucking thing.
Dude, German Shepherds are just big dumb idiots. They're so cute, but they do that all the fucking
they need
time.
I mean, like, I feel like the owner, like, that's like the most insane case of like no leash.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you
Holy
got a
shit.
leash, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, when Zelda was younger, she was like a very good escape artist. I know she still is, and she can like contort her way out of her leash, which is why I had to buy that leather one. Where the harder she basically the leather one has like a high friction internal, so if she tries to pull, it just gets caught in her hair, and she gets upset. But when she was younger, I had like a normal collar. No, she'll like fucking start doing like death twirls and everything to just get her fucking face out of it.
Wow. No harness?
I had to harness her for a long time, but the problem
okay.
is
Also,
you're not
some
supposed
dogs don't
to-
like harness.
yeah, you're not supposed to. Also, you're not really supposed to harness Australian Shepherds that much because they pull like a motherfucker. Like it will just encourage them to mush, and then your shoulder does not
Mush.
exist.
I see. They have the ones that clip on the front. It'll like turn them around and stuff.
Yeah, until when I did that, she will run full speed ahead and basically rip my shoulder out and then do a full turn, and then she like runs the other way, and like, it's fun for her, I think. She's a little demon. The only thing that works is literally a leather collar that is tight, that like has friction, and then she's like, okay, fine, I have to fucking pay attention and do the thing.
Damn.
I love her. She's crazy. But yeah.
And I had a bit of an interesting week as well. So last week, as you guys know, it was hot. It was a lot of hot. It was very, very warm. So what happens in my apartment during the summertime when it's warm is the termites come out, right? The termite swarmers. I talked about this on a podcast previously.
Yeah, your house is basically every summer a termite orgy down.
Termite town.
That's right. It's Termite Town, Termite Orgy Place. Yes, all those things.
It's a good time. Honestly, you're doing them a service, and
You know,
respect.
if they don't have a good, safe place to do it, then they're going to do it somewhere dangerous.
exactly.
Right? So-
yeah, that little termite con.
Safe spaces for termites.
Exactly. Yeah, they can voice their opinions.
Only
they can,
fluid bonded termite partners.
Oh, this checks out so much. They were freaking out because the All In podcast was over. This week.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, they're really worried. They're worried. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
so much sense.
Yeah. So I started to see a couple termite swarmers pop out. You know, they're just in my kitchen, in my bathroom. You know, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's gonna get even hotter, so there's probably gonna get more and more and more. So I text my building manager. I'm like, yo, this is happening. You know, there's a lot of termites, and it's probably gonna get worse. Can we like get an exterminator out, right? So that was Thursday when I texted him, right? And he set up an appointment. And they were supposed to come this Tuesday, right? And like side note, I think it got so hot that the termite colony died.
They probably went hibernation now. They died because they're currently fucking in your apartment.
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen any
Oh.
since like those like 3 in a row, like 100+ degree days, right? I haven't seen a single live termite
Holy shit.
since then. Like I came back from the weekend, right? And I expected my apartment to be a war zone, right? Just like just like wings everywhere, termites on my bed, everything, right? I was like, I need to mentally prepare myself for this reality, right? Because the hotter it gets, the more they come out, right? But I
Some
didn't.
critical temperature.
Yeah, I guess there's some like value that they're just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna die instead of like continue doing this. Either way, termite guy, he's scheduled to come out on Tuesday, right? Our group meeting day is on Tuesday, right? So I'm like, fuck, like what time is it? Maybe I can like, go to group meeting, then come back for the termite appointment. But no, it's fucking supposed to be 10 a.m. So I just can't make it. I can't make group meeting and the termite thing, right? I can't make it happen. So I have to miss group meeting to go and like stay home, basically, be there for the termite people, right? All right, that's fine. Group meeting starts, it's like 9:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 9:30 a.m. and I get a text. I get a text from my building manager, and he's like, termite guy can't make it. Got a flat tire on the highway, right? And I'm like, motherfucker, dude, I just missed group meeting for fucking...
An important group meeting.
Yeah,
too.
an important group meeting, which we don't have to talk about. But I missed a group meeting.
Ready for 1 hour of complaining.
Missed a group meeting to do this, and I'm like, all right, fine, whatever, I'll get over it, right? So I just walk to campus. Group meeting is over by the time I get to campus. But I missed a critical part, right? So not only did I not get the termite thing done, right? It means I'm going to have to miss more time later on in the week, right? To deal with this again, right? Which was today, Thursday. I had to stay home again to deal with the termite thing. And then I come in late. So yeah, it's been frustrating. But finally, at least the termite areas have been treated.
Do you want to hear a
So-
cute dog
So
story?
is this
hoping.
your fun animal fact of the week, or?
I mean, I could talk about termites a lot. Like you guys know, I'll just continue talking about them. But
Do you want to hear a cute dog story?
Yeah.
So Zelda's one of Zelda's favorite friends. His name is Roman, and he's this little Brittany. Basically, this thing is like if you have Adderall and caffeine shoved into a dog, that's him. He's like 100% all the time, but he has this really bad habit of going to the water bowl and then digging into it.
Sure.
And
Normal.
Zelda was drinking water. And he came at Mach 10 directly towards it and did a little fox hop and planted his feet in the water next to her face and splashes her and then dug it and just covered her in water. And I sometimes you have to give credit to the small animal because I don't expect them to have personality, but she just her whole body, everybody was watching, just turned to look at him, and then she snarled and barked him off, and then his dad came and filled the thing with water and she drank it again, and every time he got too close she would snarl at him. And then they went to play again. That's crazy. I just watched a critical moment happen.
No boundaries. God
No,
damn.
it's fucked up.
It's kind of the equivalent of just looking at somebody and be like, bro,
What the fuck?
for real? Come on.
Just the degree in which he went is so funny to me. God damn.
So she was just covered in water. But yeah, that was me trying to lighten your mood from the termites. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing fine. I mean, I think it's taken care of for the most part. We'll see. We'll have to see if another heat wave comes.
But
and
yeah, it's
fucks
finally
up, but,
cooling
yeah.
off. That heat wave was so bad.
It was rough, man.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
You have AC in your apartment.
I do.
I have AC that couldn't handle it. I was sleeping like dog shit every day. I was so grumpy.
No, that checks out. We have a couple of units, and then also during last week I turned one of them off, and then it just started to turn on. The noise got louder after I turned it off.
Oh.
I was very confused what the hell was going on. I think the compressor just had a lot to do.
I think you know a chiller company that you can call for repairs.
Oh, you're so right. I want to beat you over the head with this mic right now. Yeah. I love customer service. That's my PhD. Actually. Yeah. Holy fuck.
Fuck, dude. This whole week. It's been a mess.
It's been bad. I've been asked by some random guy over the phone to pay him for the service that the university is responsible to pay. So I don't know how to reply.
You don't.
You
You just
don't.
fucking
Yeah.
collect those things
It's
and
psycho,
send
yeah.
it.
just extremely stunned that you would even like suggest something like that. So, I mean, apparently they've been just up in everyone's business. So it's not just me.
Mm.
I'm not special, thankfully.
They asked Victor to pay.
I mean, he tried.
Ugh. But yeah. So tell me, you've been delving.
Yeah, I've been delving. I've been.
What the fuck is a delve? How does it work? What do you do?
All right. Here's a rundown on delves. All right. So,
This is for World of Warcraft
Yes.
for the PC.
yes, World of Warcraft for the PC, The War Within. Across the map, there are 12 delves, right? Each delve is meant to be entered between 1 and 5 players, right? And they are meant to be kind of like chill, like, player versus like environment content, right? So it's not a PvP kind of thing. It's not a competitive thing. They are just, you go in, you kill enemies, you complete objectives, and then you get your loot and get the fuck out, right? Delves are like one of the things that is like kind of core to the expansion. It's what makes it what the expansion is, right? It's one of the new features that they released, right? And this week, specifically this week, is where delves are powerful for player progression, right? Basically, next week, it's going to be not as powerful for player progression, and before this week, it had absolutely zero impact on your progression as a character, right? But this week, delves are popping off because at the end of what's called a bountiful delve, and some delves are bountiful depending on the day, right? There are 4 that are bountiful every day, and it just rotates, right? If you complete a bountiful delve and open a chest at the end of the bountiful delve, you get a baller item. And it's awesome. Unfortunately, no. It's more like a piece of
Third
gear.
ring slot pog.
Actually, so true. How much fucking crit could I get on the third ring slot? It'd be crazy.
Crit cock build. Let's
Crit
go.
cock. Yeah. So yeah. Delves are just like it's kind of interesting. So like, I have an issue in the game where like I want to engage with the content
Just in the game?
and like complete that content, right? Like do everything that's available for that thing, right? And delves are like, it's the list of things that you can do with them is like short enough so that it's like very attainable to do that, to like complete all the things that the game has been like, oh, it like, you get an achievement if you complete this, you can get a cosmetic if you complete this, right? So that it's very appealing to me because it's like an achievable goal, right? To like complete all the things that you have to do with the delves. But some of those achievements, although easy, are randomized, right? So each delve, I'm gonna get into the
terrible.
weeds.
Well,
there
it's
are-
only terrible from the perspective of someone who has completionist syndrome.
Oh, I see.
Exactly.
So for
Yeah.
everyone else who doesn't,
It's not
It's
that big of a
fine.
deal.
Yeah.
it's literally fine.
Yeah.
It's 0 item like cosmetic or
Mhm.
power.
But if your name is Patrick Joseph Robinette,
That's
it's a
correct.
problem.
Yes, it can be an issue. Yeah. So the big thing right now that's like locked me, right, is that yes, there are 12 delves, right, but each delve has 3 or 4 different variants, right? So the variants are like the delve, like physically is the same, but the objectives you complete within the delve are different, right?
Mhm.
A different story plays out within the delve, right? And these stories rotate daily, right? They're randomly picked daily, right? So one day you go into a delve, the story might be like Lost Miners. That's like the title of it, right? And then the next one you go in, it'll be like, it'll have a
12 to
different...
the power of 4. It's a lot of combinations.
Well, no. So the stories are locked within each delve. So there are 3 per delve, right? But you don't have to do like, delve I's stories in delve J.
Oh, I
right?
guess.
It's just all the stories are confined to I, and then
Yeah.
J has its own set of
It's
stories.
like 36.
Yeah, so there's like 36 to, it's like 38, I think, total number of Delve stories. But I have the majority of these stories completed, right? But I'm at the point now where there are a few that I'm missing, right? And because it's just random, right? I don't know how long it's going to take before I'm done completing the Delve stories.
That's exciting though. Like he's something to do, I guess.
Or like
I
a delve
want-
to be excited about.
I want to be free. That's the problem.
So okay, this is what I was kind of thinking about. How much longer do we need to be like? This is I realize it's insane for me to say this before I even done like one that's relevant. But like,
Mhm.
how much longer do you think we should be doing delves for?
I think you can probably stop like next week.
And then never do
That's
them
so
again.
funny.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
That means I don't have to be down there anymore.
You're right. Patrick will be free.
The point of the content is to be free from the content.
That's correct.
Makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes. This is the mind of a collector in World of Warcraft. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense because it is not logical. What the fuck?
What was that noise?
That's crazy.
the mind of the collector. What the fuck?
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, this should be the only week that it's valid because next week the infinitely scaling Mythic
So
Plus
how's
system comes back.
Team Liquid gonna
Probably
lose
funny.
this? How are they
Bro.
gonna throw?
All right.
Bro.
Well, very fun throws can come in the form of getting your players banned.
Yeah.
How'd they get banned?
Okay, so
Just racism.
No.
Not that
Oh.
far. Well, not for one person on Echo. There is
Isn't
someone,
Echo European?
Yeah, get fucked.
I mean,
right.
Europeans are all racist, so
No, not
surprised
not
that they
for
got
being-
banned.
Not for being
Not
racist.
racist, yeah.
This person, I think, very recently got outed for having like 3 SA allegations.
Ooh.
Against him, and Echo dropped him immediately.
Good on Echo.
What?
Good on Echo.
Yeah, but it turns out that their HR was just one of the guys in the guild. So like, that's not like an actual HR department. But
L Echo.
Since that point, they've like gotten an actual third party like HR person to like just do basic background.
They're like,
and shit.
fuck.
Yeah.
This shit happened. Someone called Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, I believe the player's like one of the best healers in the world.
Pretty much.
And then Liquid's like,
No, dude, no shot. No, you don't take that PR hit for
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
not worth
No
it.
way.
American
Yeah.
teams, they're yeah.
Okay. At least Team Liquid.
Anyway, but yeah, so some there have been other bans though. So there was actually an exploit that you could do in order to increase your
I
reputation.
heard this. I heard about this from that streamer because he used to work on WoW and he used to work on all of these things and he
What
was talking Pirate Software, sorry.
Pirate Software.
Oh, right.
And he was talking about how he's like, yeah, the way that they used to do their bans is whenever there's an exploit, they set up an exponential scale, where if you are between like, if you've done it a certain amount of time, then they just ignore you. If you've done it like a little bit more on the exponential, then it's like, and it goes pretty high actually. Like he gave the real numbers, but I don't remember what it is. You get like a 3 to 5 day ban, but they just watch your account, and they only perma you if you're in the top 2% of people who are doing the exploit. So you've got to be like fucking just.
That's interesting because to me it seemed like it was kind of like a binary decision,
Yeah.
right? So everybody that got bans, right, got a 4-day ban.
That means they didn't
Right.
do it that bad then.
Well,
Well,
so-
someone must have been in the top 2%.
Yeah.
Or something, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
no
the-
one got perma.
Yeah, I think the problem is that this was an exploit that if you were to do it, there is not really a metric. It's not an exponentially scaling exploit, right?
Mhm.
There is a ceiling, right? So the thing that you would do is like
Oh, no,
you.
so let me just say, it's not the exploit doesn't have to scale. It's how many times you do the exploit.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
It's like there is a limited amount of time because there's a cap.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So Yeah, but what I was trying to say is like it was to increase your reputation with a certain like faction, right? So once you reach the maximum reputation, there is no more reputation to get,
Sure.
right? And I believe that basically people that accidentally exploited, right? Like you can't prove this, but people that found out that their reputation was growing faster by like not intentionally doing this, right, and ended up reporting it, right, received the same ban as people that intentionally did it, right, and capped their reputation as a result of it, right? So they all got 4-day bans. So the guild method, which is like a historically really, really, really good guild, but a couple years ago they ended up fragmenting because of some, real life drama, and like, one of their players was basically accused of sexual assault as well.
Oh my gosh.
And like it kind of like shattered their guild, and that's how Echo formed, and like Method still had its remnants, but Method has been kind of like boosting itself back up into like the world top-ish, around there. They're like top 3 basically. But like most of their players received bans for doing this exploit for 4 days. Some players on Echo, I don't know how many, received bans. And then one person on Liquid received a ban, and he was the one that found the exploit
And reported it?
Right? And didn't exploit it further after doing that.
Yeah, so like this
Interesting.
is always like the tough problem with like exploits or like bugs in like race to world first sort of like era, because like specifically in that situation, do you like exploit it to that like oh I'm like either I did it so little compared to like the rest of the people who will also abuse this, so I won't get banned and still reap like the minor
reward.
optimization for it, or do I report it and like hope it like it does have a negative effect on people who do abuse this thing, because sometimes shit gets abused and like nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right. There's like a bug where this thing gives too much reputation and they're not gonna like roll back it. So in the moment, for like these top guilds, they all have to decide like do I abuse this bug or not, which is a stupid ass thing to have to worry about on the side.
Yeah.
When you're like just trying to play the game.
Yeah.
See,
Which is why I kind of think the bans are good, right? Because
Yeah.
like if there's something that's going on, right, and Blizzard's like, this is fucked, like you cannot do this has an impact on like this thing that the community really likes, which is the race to world first, right? Like you have to take action, right? You have to like eliminate all doubts in the people's minds that like this could be something that it would be beneficial to them, right? It needs to be like, absolutely do not do this thing. Don't even think about it. And like,
Yeah, this is interesting. I really like bugs and MMOs and stuff, because one of the that I think I told you guys a little bit about like some of the really famous RuneScape exploits.
probably, yeah.
But there's ones where a guy makes like 90K every 6 months. So there's these things called like, I think they're either flame cape or a blaze cape, not the one for fire making. So in RuneScape, you get capes for achievements. Like that's kind of how you show off that you did something cool. And then there's this dungeon, which is notoriously really, really hard. It's a very hard dungeon. I don't remember the name. Forgive me. It's been years. But basically, the whole point is that you have to kill the Fire Lord in the dungeon.
Sure.
You can get a cape if you do it with a team. You can get a cape if you do it solo.
Ooh.
But then there's a very extra special cape that you can get. But you can only get it if you complete the dungeon in under 10 minutes, which is next to impossible. It's fucking insane. People charge $5,000 to do it on your account. They'll just log in, they'll trade the items they need to do it, and then they like just do the fucking cape and then give you your account back.
Wow.
So there's like, they did an interview with this one guy who basically found an exploit that you could do because RuneScape doesn't allow account sharing, and they know people do this.
Yeah, of
so if
course.
they know it's like, oh, okay, like everybody, amazing. Everybody goes to this one guy to get the item they need, and then that they get the cape, and like they keep track of all this shit.
Yeah.
So he
You
found
know,
an
like,
exploit.
It's all in the IP, and you just track it.
Yeah,
And
it's all over. But he found an exploit where basically he could take your account
Mm-hmm.
and then do something. It never came out exactly what the exploit was, or at least I don't remember if it did, but he could do something where he would make enough money to buy all of the equipment that you need. So, but the exploit was like kind of slow. So like it took like a week for you to collect all the money. So RuneScape wouldn't really like catch it, and it just happens. Like, oh, you got all the money, you go on the Grand Exchange, you buy all the equipment you need, and you're out. And then he would get the cape. So people would pay him $5,000 to play on their account for the week, get everything he needs, get the cape, and then he would like do that. But he literally made $90K every 6 months
Wow.
off of this.
And I think also this, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Because there is like the IP tracing stuff, but because this
It's a
thing
week,
is,
yeah.
well, it's you earned all of this gold over the course of the week, and this exploit for some is also like spread across so many accounts. Huh.
Yeah, it was really hard. Apparently, they
100%.
they caught him way later, and RuneScape kind of just goes like, "What's the exploit? Like, we won't do anything." And he basically explained the exploit to them, and they closed it. But like RuneScape is pretty lenient on exploits if you can find them and you come clean. But if you spread them, ooh, it's bad. The other one that's really famous that I remember perfectly was there's these two kids that found out that if you trade request somebody and then pickpocket them, they don't have enough time to close the tab to realize they're getting pickpocketed. So they did an exploit that was well known, which would get you into a spot in the game where you cannot TP out. Like you're stuck there. Because it's like in an instance of an instance and all these things. There's like rules. It's pretty famous, and they then typed at GM, please help. So like there's these GM accounts.
I like where this is going.
There's GM accounts. So he forced TP to the area. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's this? Like, what did you guys do? And they're like, oh, this is... He's like, okay, I'll just teleport you guys. Like, no. Like, we found a new exploit. You have to like... But it works by trading. And he's like, okay, sure, fine. Like, what the fuck are you going to... So he accepts the trade request.
That's awesome.
The other guy pickpockets the GM character and takes the item, the GM item.
Oh yeah.
And
Dude.
then
Oh yeah.
That's
they
so
get
sick.
TP'd out. And apparently the GM item just gave that account GM like powers.
No fucking.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
So for like 3 hours until the guy realized that the item was gone, they went hog wild.
They
they were
fucking
like TPing random people to like random spots of the world. They were flying around. They were like going to like just random people, like giving them 99 strength, and then they just like left. And, like,
it's just like peak game. Dude.
That's so
you would-
good. Wait, this is so chaotic.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "What the fuck happened?" And eventually, they found out what the exploit was. They're like, "Okay, well, we have to talk to these." And it was like two 14-year-olds. Like they're like, "What are we gonna? We're not mad at you, but at the same time, what the fuck?" It was so cool.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, RuneScape has like a lot of these, and then there's some people who are like, they're like actually fucking insane. Where there's like a lot of items that are worth a lot of money, and the RuneScape gold is like a legitimate commodity. So what they do is like they'll gank people or like lure them and then steal all their shit, sell it, and then sell in the black market. And like these guys also make like 20 to 30K a month.
Wow.
It's insane. RuneScape is
For
an
mugging
insane
people.
game.
That's so fun.
I know.
I'm a professional mugger.
And there's like two as an interview. He's like, "What are like the legal things?" And it's like, "No, I mean, it's not illegal. We're just following the rules of the game. It's you're too stupid to realize you're getting
Yeah,
mugged
yeah.
in the game."
I
And
guess I'm surprised like that like RWT has like gone so far with it.
it has, yeah. I mean, there's like literally places in Venezuela where people would just mine gold, sell it, and apparently like, the Venezuelan peso was equivalent to a RuneScape gold or something. Not equivalent, but like there was a good conversion factor that it was worth doing it.
Damn.
That's fucked.
Yeah, RuneScape is fucked. I don't know what's wrong with that community.
This reminds me of something. Okay, well, the stuff with the GM was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's awesome. It's one of my favorite stories.
This reminds me of another old school MMO that I used to play a lot, and somewhat recently had a little bit of a bender on, which is MapleStory. So, back in the day, like, I did not have a lot of. First of all, I did not have internet at my house, so that was tough. I still remember. So I think the neighbors to us had a Wi-Fi network with no password, but it did not fucking work anywhere in the house unless I like basically stood on the side of the house that was like closest to it, and it was. I still remember. It's Link SYS32 was the name of the fucking Wi-Fi.
Dude,
I'm
yes.
like, dude, yes. And I double click it, and even back then, my stupid ass like, you know, $200 like Acer laptop from Costco.
Dude, what a ride.
Yeah. So that was a fucking sentence I said.
Holy shit.
Even that shit was like, dude, this Wi-Fi sucks. It's at two out of 3 bars. What are you doing? And I'm trying to play the fucking game over there. And I obviously didn't get very far in the game. But one time, like a lot of my friends back in
Because
the
of the
day.
laptop.
Well, okay. But like my friends spent a lot of time and like money on the game, and I was like, man, I have like no items and stuff like that. Like, you know what? Like, I'll just give you this thing. I have an extra. You can just go sell it on the market. And then I proceeded to like get my ass scammed like instantly, which was bad.
Oh.
So it was your trade window thing reminded me of this. So like, you go to the free market, and the way you would like advertise things is like whenever you say something like,
Hashtag
out loud,
free market, baby.
you just have just like that actually,
Yeah.
just like that. So there's a gigantic chat bubble over your head, which is a speech bubble, and so. Anyone who's played old school MapleStory is going to appreciate this. What you do is you say like selling blank item, like for example, these gloves have like 10 attack, which is insane at the time because gloves don't give attack usually. So this is like big DPS.
4 strength, 4
Yeah.
stam, leather belt.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, but if everything's a speech bubble, and also if someone on top of like near you says something, then their speech bubble is going to overlap with yours. It's a 2D game after all. Then like, you know, then no one's gonna see your message because no one's actually reading the logs on the bottom. They're seeing the big speech bubbles. So then the meta for speech bubbles is that you spam a bunch of fucking @ behind your message to then raise the height of your message. And then you alternate the height. You like have 2 different texts, and like you have like, oh, you double tap up to like alternate between this one has like 20 @ and this one's only like 22 or something, because if you spam the same message,
Fucking cursed.
if you spam the same message, you're gonna get like, hey, stop fucking doing that, you're spamming. But it's not spamming if you change a couple @ out. Anyway,
String dot length different.
That's right.
String dot length
That's
different.
right.
Different.
I can feel myself going down the rabbit hole. Let's fucking go. Okay. So the way I got scammed was like, I mean, I wasn't a like, you know, super well off like in the game or anything, so I was just trying to sell this shit. I didn't have the most amazing gear, but this level 1 ass fucking character was like, hey, let's trade. I'm like, okay, I'm down. Are you willing to buy this for like, you know, just to get this perspective, like back in the day when I played like just killing monsters and like playing the game normally, like that'll put you, you know, I leveled pretty slowly. I got around like 70,000 mesos or something. It's just the currency of the game. Actually good items that maybe involved a lot of like real world money to like put into the game, it was like 10 mil. Yeah. It's just so I could sell these gloves for like 10 mil. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never putting these on. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna like, you know, fucking pay my student loans or some shit.
Your character is just in the show Shameless. Like you're
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my god, I'm just gonna sell this shit off. And he's like, yeah, I'll buy it for 10 mil. And then he puts 10 mil in like the trade window. I'm like, trade. And then he cancels. I'm like, what's up with that? And he's like, oh, sorry, I misclicked. I'm like, okay. So we put it up. I put the gloves. He puts the 10 mil.
Classic.
And I click trade. And then he cancels right before I can click. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? He's like, oh, sorry, I kind of have like a bug. Like, could you just like try to click like faster? I'm like, okay. And then this goes on for more than I'm willing to admit. And then finally the trade goes through because I'm like, fuck yeah, friend 1. Like, it gives me like 100. and I'm like, I fucking hate myself. Yeah, so that was the last time I picked up the game until recently. I was like 12.
I know,
I was fucking 12.
You got scammed so hard. You left the game.
Yeah. That was like the one time I had like a strong thing on my account ever. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna do something with this.
You can see this is the exact opposite reaction to me, where I got scammed. I got lured really bad, and it flicked the switch, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start luring people.
No, ain't no fucking way.
I made a kill
was just
squad,
like-
and it's just
No,
over.
I was like, no, you're right.
You're
This is stupid as hell. And like the thing is, the fact that it was a level 1 ass character, it was clearly like some guys fucking like, you know, just like made a level 1 ass guy to start in the beginner town and just sit around, right? He looks so stupid. The beginner character
Just
guy,
wait for you.
No, I mean had. What is it? Just had a fucking like it was bald, had like
Nice.
a white shirt and like blue jean shorts with like a fucking like butter ass knife. That's
Yeah, hell
like,
yeah.
I got fucking scammed by this fucking character. Are you kidding?
Scammed by haircuts and
I fucking hate this.
man.
Man.
God damn.
Anyway.
Oh.
Fuck.
This actually reminds. This is like the exact same shit that like CS:GO scammers would do, where like they'll add your account and like, oh, I like your inventory. Can I like we should trade? And then like they'll do the exact same shit. But Valve is kind of like fucking insane, because they will ban people's accounts, and the inventory will get banished along with them. And remember, we were talking about the CS:GO gambling websites. When they banished those websites because of the FBI, literally, I think somebody did the math, and it was like upwards of $2 to $3 million worth of skins got sent into the ether.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Because I feel like the fact that there's like, you know, skins for like an online game just vanishing is like so fun. I don't know.
it's the best representation of
It gives me the
NFT.
most like who I think it might have been Tyler the creator who said like cyberbullying, just turn the monitor
Turn the
fucking
monitor
off.
off. Yeah,
You know, like in this case I'm like, dude, it's just some pixels.
Or
It's
like,
just some pixels.
delete the
man.
app, bro.
Like, how is this worth $3 million?
It's so
Just paint
insane.
the pixels on yourself at that point. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was, but there was one account, this dude's like really famous, and they're like, oh my god. But they would also do this, mind you, not just for scammers, but if you got banned on CS:GO for cheating, they will also ban your inventory. They don't give a shit.
That's
And
good.
there was
I like
one,
that.
there was one really famous player who had, I think, the most expensive inventory in the game. I think it was like $100,000 or something.
Jesus
Oh
fucking
my god.
And he got VAC banned, which means like he got permit, like absolutely fucking.
What
it
do you
means
do?
so VAC banned means like the AI caught him. He got sent to a random sample of people. They all agreed that he was bad. He was a hacker, and then it got sent to a game dev, and he decided also that this dude was like hacking.
Wow.
But you don't see the skin, you don't see the name, you just see the character. So like, there's no way for bias in some
Was it
degree.
like wall hacks or something?
I think he got banned for aim hacking.
Oh.
And then his entire inventory got fucking just set on fire, and you can still visit his account, and you can go through the graveyard. of
Oh, it's like a
skins.
museum.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
So cool.
It's literally that. You just like see all the dead skins. Or like just live there. And I don't know what I would do if $100,000 worth of skins are now gone forever because I wanted to click on a kid's head faster than he could click on my head. I don't think I could leave my house. I would be so embarrassed.
It's like if I took a lighter to your like magic.
Yeah, it's just
to your, like, magic lighter.
But it's worse because at least it's physical, you know? I'm like, oh, I'll never see those cards again. But this was, you can still see them every time he wants to play any other game. But yeah, it's so bad. CS:GO is such a fucking weird game. It's a lifestyle.
Makes sense.
Gamers are just pretty weird, man. Fuck. Speaking of which, also, not that we haven't talked about 3 different games for like the majority of this, but also more game. So I went to LCS finals last
Fuck
weekend.
yeah.
It was really fun.
So we've talked about
Nice.
League, MapleStory,
hmm
RuneScape,
hmm
CS:GO,
Mhm.
and WoW.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Dude, our DEI goes crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, you went to the tournament.
Yeah. So I went to LCS finals day 2. Thank you to my friends who basically bought tickets ahead of time. And so I was deciding if I wanted to go or not. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of pricey to go. And like they were only selling 2-day tickets at the time. So I was like, I don't want to be there for 2 days.
How much was it?
It was like 100-ish,
Okay.
low 100 for both days. But they agreed that like if I got them, like if I just paid for food after or something, like it'd be solid.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so I thought it was pretty worth. Anyway, so I went. It was a really cool event. There was a lot of booths that were out like from teams and like stuff like that. There were a lot of fun little events. There were also pros who like were on teams that already got like DQ'd, not DQ'd, but like eliminated from the
Mhm.
event. Were like out there doing signings and stuff. It was really cool to see people in person. The game itself was like incredibly fucking wild. I think it was like actually the most hype I've ever been for like it's weird to say this, but for like an IRL like competitive event like I've ever been, because like I think I've been to a couple of professional like basketball games. I've been to a couple of baseball games, but like this just hit so much different just because like
Whippo better than LeBron. You heard it here first.
that's not what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. I mean, to your point though, also is like the fact that I kind of know like the storylines of like players and stuff a lot better, so I can see why people get invested in like it's always so funny to me like how I finally understood sports was through the lens of esports.
Yeah.
Like I never really understood why people cared so much, but like it makes a lot more sense now, and like having the like slight underdog of like this series win was also like a huge W, but there were some really silly production issues which I wasn't expecting. So 2 things. This is at the YouTube Theater, right? And if you didn't know, the YouTube Theater is kind of like awkwardly injected into like the backside of SoFi Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that. Okay. And the basic thing for like the arena or like the theater, I guess.
Where is SoFi again?
SoFi Stadium's in Inglewood.
It's
Inglewood
okay.
has a lot of big
Yeah.
stadiums, and like that's like Olympics.
I
and
just
stuff.
know Riot Games is in Santa Monica. So
That's right.
sure. Yeah.
That's right. Riot Games is just like directly like on the other side of Salt Hill, basically.
Mhm.
It's really funny. Anyway, so it's YouTube Theater, and you would expect that like their monitors like are really good.
Given that's
that's the thing. And so like the theater is like, there's the stage, there's big monitor in the middle, 2 bigger monitors on the side, so you can like see from all points of view of the game. It was really cool. Like, there was a lot of lighting in the background, and like you all got these like free little wristband thingies that could like that basically were lighting up the team colors whenever like they took an objective or like they won the game or something.
Cool.
Very, very cool integration. But the screens were like flickering, actually.
Ooh.
Like not the whole time, but like I think after game 2, sometimes they would just like blip out for like 2 to 3 seconds whole, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Kinda nuts.
Rough.
And it
This
felt
is
like
a
wow,
professional
that's-
production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts that this is happening like at finals. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is happening?
Mhm.
And like my only theory is like I don't know if it was just equipment overheating, because it was
It
like
was like 100
it was
bucks.
really
I
hot,
agree.
so but perhaps that was like adding to it. But I will say the biggest production failure that was not necessarily like technologically related was like they were coming out and they're like announcing the players like top lane for FlyQuest, Bwippo, let's go, and like they the cameras like zoom in onto Bwippo, and like he's waving and shit.
He's just he's just there.
Yeah. But like they walk out and they all get announced. But like the announcer and the camera person who was like zooming in got desynced.
Ooh.
So they're like, oh, top lane for like bot lane for FlyQuest, like Masu, and then they zoomed in on just the entirely wrong ass person, right? Because Masu also he was like pretty much like one of the only like Middle Eastern people in the scene. Really cool that his team won, but also like he was also one of the people that got fucked by like the whatchamacallit, like the
zoom
production
in?
value. Yeah. And so
rough.
like everyone was confused, and it was like kind of a really odd start.
Yeah.
Given that also I think everything prior to that in the opening ceremony went fucking hard.
Yeah.
They
Cool.
got like so many people, like old pro players who didn't play the game anymore to show up and stuff. Yeah, so I say old pro players, but I did see that one player, his name is XU. He literally played like last split. I don't know why they put him on there, but he's like not on a
They're
team
like,
right now.
he's 28 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
He's about to fucking die.
Yeah, he's on his last leg. That's why we took him out.
His wrists are made of strings.
And we're going to send him up to Washington State.
I don't know. He's not that old. He's not retired. I think he just didn't have a team this season.
Just want to hang out.
Yeah, I
You just
guess
want to
so.
fucking hang out,
I
brother.
guess so, but there was some old icons like Freak was up there
Okay.
and stuff. But they had Double Lift and Bjergsen bring the trophy out. They're like
Did Double Lift drop it?
No, they're like basically the goats of the scene, basically. Like I guess retired goats of the scene. I think.
Bjergsen is done, yeah. And so is
Yeah.
Double Lift.
Yeah.
Double Lift is crazy. Apparently, he didn't have a bank account. Did you ever hear about this?
I mean, I think I guess I took that for a given that like his story is that he like literally ran away from home.
Yeah.
Oh.
He ran away from home,
Yeah.
and then he went to his friend's house.
Mhm.
He got really good at League, and he won his championship. And they gave him a check, and they're like, "So, like, what's your bank?"
Yeah.
I don't have a bank account.
Yeah.
So his roommate is like super chill, and because there was like something, like there was something there that like they needed to cash a check, so he like let him cash it in his friend's bank account. They made him a bank account, and then he transferred the money over. But like it was insane.
Wow. Wow.
No, I mean like it was the most. He's got the most insane.
Yeah, and then apparently his
Wow.
parents like contacted him after he became really famous, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to deal with you." But he's like friends with his brother. Like he made sure he like
well, okay, so I don't know. Oh, this is fascinating. So breaking
news.
I'm
He's
gonna
friends with his parents again.
So him and his parents made up back in like 2017. I'm gonna say, but like one of the biggest wins. So this was when you had Double Lift on your team in the LCS, you basically won the split.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, like he's insane, right? And
he's an 80
like,
carry main,
Yeah. So.
but like insane. He could
Wow,
like
I don't.
1v5.
This is crazy how I'm delivering this, but like his parents actually passed away around that time, and it was actually not because of natural causes.
Oh god.
So what had happened was like he and his parents had made up maybe a year or two before they passed, but I think what had happened was that his brother, I think his brother or his parents didn't approve of his like brother's like I guess person that he was dating at the time or like trying to get married with, and he straight up just like killed them.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's insane.
Holy
it was a whole
shit.
news ass story, right? And
How did I miss this?
No, it was yeah. So that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like you're like, oh, are they friends again or something? I'm like, dude.
No, for real. Did I miss this?
Yeah. You gotta check the time.
Yeah, I believe you. I just
I forget if it was like 2018, 2019, but this tragedy happens, and it's like 2 weeks before finals, right? Before finals, it's middle of the playoffs, and obviously everyone's like, hey man,
You okay?
you can like sit out and like deal with this. It's totally okay. Literally everyone on the team, off the team knows that you should like tend to this, right? Like playoff.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Guy fucking plays.
Guy shows up. Did he win?
Yeah.
Oh my
They
God.
fucking win the split. He plays the whole fucking time, and they still win the fucking split.
King shit.
Wow.
That's awesome. I gotta
It's-
respect it
it's
for that.
kind of insane.
It's insane, but like you gotta respect that. That's crazy. That's. I mean, everybody grieves different, right? Like,
No, but it's just like it just does not make sense.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
God damn. Okay, I did not know that. So yeah, the what I just remember watching the documentary about him, and like I guess this was definitely before that happened. But like from my remembrance, it was like he and his parents basically kicked him out, or he ran away because they disapproved of what he was doing. He got really really good at the game. He then like made an effort to make sure he stayed in his brother's life, and that was like the only contact he had with his parents. And then I guess they made up, and then that happened.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, really unfortunate.
Oh my god. Woof. I'm thinking of like, who are the other like NA legends?
I think Impact has been in NA for long enough to kind of be one. He was in the finals. But
Scara, lol.
well, I mean, it's crazy to also think like Impact he's like 30 something, right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, someone that you know is on his team is like extremely young, like, you know, like 18 you know, at the latest, right? I think he's 30 something. But the fact of the matter is, like, there's other people in the league that he faces off against that are like new completely to the scene. And like, just like putting it in perspective, like he won his first world championship like on a Korean team before like his current lane opponent in North America was born, which is like, wow, Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude,
and he's still here.
Insane.
He's still here. He's still playing, and he's still one of the best like top laners.
Dude.
Yeah.
Listen, you're going up against a guy who's been playing the game for longer than you've been alive. You're like, you're like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's that kind of game now, huh? Fuck.
Wow. No, it came out in like 2008.
2008. Technically.
2008,
Really? I thought
right?
it was a little bit later. No?
2008 was was season 0. 2009 was season 1,
Oh,
and then 2006 was beta.
good. Wow, they synced it up with Wrath. That's crazy.
They did sync it up with Wrath. I remember because like we were like in my guild, right? And we were like, you know, just like going through raids and stuff, and like there was just a week, and everybody was just fucking gone.
Huh, what happened?
I was like, where'd everybody go?
We were playing Rammus, release Rammus, and release Annie.
Yeah, that's right. They were too busy building Team Liquid.
Dude, I actually remember some of the like OG League things that was a thing. So League of Legends used to let you have, well, I guess they still do. Can you still buy icons for
For teams?
teams?
Yeah. You still
Okay.
can.
So there was
my gosh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just okay. Finish your thought.
Yeah,
and
so
I'll-
there's a team called Misfits, who was like an EU team from Poland, and they were kind of ass, but everybody loved them because like you've got this, you got literally like
just because they're Polish.
no. They literally played like 5 guys who were all solo queued. Like
Yeah.
you would have the most chaotic energy you've ever seen show up to a match. Like the game would start. Everybody, you know, there was like a ban rotation, like, you know, pick rotations, like really, really important. And then they would just like, literally, it's like you roll dice. Those are the people they banned. And then they would go like 80. This is before you could do anything in the bot lane. It was always like support 80 carry. They would go like support AP carry bot lane, an 80 carry mid, and an AP carry top lane, and the jungler was their tank. Like that's the kind of shit they used to do. And everybody's like, how are you? You know, actually, you're still winning against top teams somehow. So I have their icon, and I will play the game, and the icon is from 2014, 10 years ago. Fuck. Yeah, 2014, and I will join games, and I'm on NA now, so like no one recognizes them. 2 days ago, I played one normal match. Somebody types in chat, like goes in chat, types something out in Polish. And I'm like, I don't fucking know what that means. And then I respond back with question mark, and he goes, "You have Misfits icon, but don't speak Polish. Shame." I'm like, dude.
So you're mad that no one says anything about the icon here, but then also the first time someone does say something about the icon, you don't.
Yep.
Get it.
Exactly.
Pick one.
I'm like,
Pick one. Come on.
I'm like, okay, I guess. But yeah, they're cool. They were like a weird little team that existed, and like they were good enough to get an icon. So yeah,
I love that. I love how like they were able to be so off meta that it was like it broke like top teams. They're like, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what to
This
do.
game is impossible.
I bring up the team icon thing because I always liked when they did that, like you being able to like support the teams like kind of directly, indirectly ish, and
Mhm.
also like you get something cool out of it.
Yeah.
That's always something I really liked. Like for example, my favorite thing that they do actually is like the world champ gets like a set of skins dedicated to them.
They're
into the
so
game.
cool.
They're almost all of them are really good. But the one the thing I want to talk about is like someone recently added emotes to the
Mhm.
game where you can like put a little like it could be like lightly animated like image of like some champion like doing something silly or something like that. And this time around they had team sponsored emotes. So like the emotes aren't attached to the team, which is kind of weird. Like you kind of would expect like some sort of logo attached to it, but there's no logo. But each one of them had like something like dedicated, or yeah, they had like a dedicated design team for. And the funniest one got like frame one banned after the design came out because so there's this one champion in the game. She's a Kali, just like a ninja
Yeah.
person, and basically it's 100 Thieves emote. Okay,
Okay.
and so the emote is just like
I
it's
can
the name
imagine
of
they're
it,
the ones who get banned. Yeah.
the name of it is called like So Close.
Uh-huh.
And it's like someone like it's a colleague going like this, but obviously this means something else. And so I think they had to change it. They had to change it because people got
And she went.
yeah. Well, I think they just changed her hand side entirely. But I thought it would have been so fire to have
Dude,
so
I
many
would've
people
kept
wielding that
that,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The funniest thing on top of all of this though. The person who I was saying was like really young, right? Like the current 100 Thieves top lane guy is like a really young dude, and like I like his energy. I don't think he's like he qualified for Worlds, which is solid. But
Very
he's, like,
impressive.
pretty impressive for like his first year playing in the pro scene. But like in his qualifying game for Worlds, he was shitting on the opponent top lane, and like game 5, they're like the underdogs, right? Like no one expected them to be above like top 5 team, and they're just shitting on this like third seed team. And game 5 rolls around, and like he's like solo kills like the enemy top lane, and then like he does the emote like in real life with the camera like focusing on it. It's like, dude, that's so sick. Which makes me even more mad that they took it out.
Yeah, no, it's such a sick emo. I also love your like 100 Thieves and like checks out. Just immediately.
Yeah. But goddamn,
The 100 Thieves Cash App compound.
I should play the fucking game. God damn it.
League of Legends? Yeah, I would love to play the fucking game of League of Legends. But you
I'm
got
underground.
he's busy being an archaeologist in a
I
video
am
game.
underground.
Yeah.
You have no excuse, not even delving.
I don't have an excuse. You're right.
What do you mean? He is delving.
I'm trying my best to catch up. I want number to go up.
Um,
I realize.
Why don't you ask him to help you?
My DPS looks like this because I didn't play that much last week.
Close.
You know, it looks like this.
It doesn't though. Your DPS. Is pretty good.
Everybody do this so close. This is gonna be our thumbnail. Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So close.
So close. But so can you help him delve?
Yeah, we can group up.
Is it worth your time? Worth his time?
If they're bountiful, then
I think
That's right.
if we haven't done our delves for the day.
for the day, yeah.
Oh, you can only do one delve a day?
You can do.
No. You can do multiple, but like if you've already done one first and the other person hasn't, it's probably not worth it to like redo that one. But,
Yeah, so the way that works is like you can get rewards for a limited number of them a day, right? So there are only 4 that are bountiful. Once you complete one, it's gone, right?
Mhm.
So you can only do 4 a day, right? And you can only get 4 keys a week to unlock it. So you can only get rewards, essentially
Yeah.
if you start with 0 keys, you can only get 4 done in a week, right?
Mhm.
So yeah. And you basically like at this point you just don't go above 8 because there's no reason to. Like you kind of
the
stop.
gear stops improving above 8.
Yeah.
So
I see.
Why would you do anything above?
Yeah,
8?
exactly. So anyway,
All right. That was a
Alright.
good one.
Yep.
Goodbye to the somehow the most scuffed episode that we've had yet.
This is the delves episode.
This is the delve.
This checks out.
Fucking
Yeah.
damn it. All right. Bye-bye, boys.
Bye.